Hey yo, what is up guys? Thanks for jumping here back again in my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about Chainlink's native token Link, as well as the risk metric, the beloved risk metric, and the $50 price target. So if you guys like these types of videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button as you always do, and leave a comment down below if you got any questions or anything to say. I'll be happy to answer you. So in my last video, which was over a week ago, when Link was at around 25 bucks, I said that it may theoretically reach 50 US dollars by the end of this month, by the end of February. And we are already 25 to 30% up, but we are honestly still a bit away. We are still a bit far away from 50 bucks. But now I want to show you something amazing in the charts. If you look here at my private risk metric color coded by orange, you can see that we don't have much data as always because Chainlink hasn't been around like Bitcoin or like Ethereum for that long of a time. But if you see here in the last two bullish cycle, in the last two bullish runs, we have had two peaks with the risk metric as well as with the price. If you are new here and wondering, briefly the risk metric combines all the important data to create one risk metric to help you know when to buy and of course when to sell. It's private. When the risk metric is usually above 7.5, 8, then it's like screaming sell, 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 and when it's below 3, 3.5, sometimes 2.5, depending on the coin, then it's a good time to accumulate. But now we're going to be talking about the upside, because this is where all the action is happening now. So if you look here in the first cycle back in 2019, in the first bullish one, I mean, we've had a first peak, and the risk metric reached like slightly above 7. It went slightly above 7, with the price of Chainlink doing this insane run. Look, this insane 260% run, 270% run almost to the upside. But then it hit, we had a pullback here, let me show it. We had a pullback in 3 weeks of like 46% to move to the downside with the risk metric going down. But it didn't last long before Chainlink did another insane move to the upside with the risk metric exploding above 9. Usually when the risk metric above 9, I sell the rest of my holdings, I start scaling my sales, but my last sales, which is the majority of my crypto, they are above 9 to 9.5. I usually sell around that area because it's super risky to keep holding. Same thing back in 2020, same thing back here in July to August of 2020. We had the first major move to the upside, with Chainlink doing an insane work. If you take it from here, we did like a 5x for 100%. That's a 5x more, 5.5x because it's 450%. But then when we reached this area of risk metric, we had a pullback. We had another major pullback of 40%, I think. Let's measure it together. That's like 33%, around 33 to 35%. It didn't even last long too before we had another major move to the upside, which didn't again last super long. It lasted like from this bottom to the up. It lasted like 3. Let's measure it with this date range. Here it lasted like 2 to 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Here it lasted, I think, a bit longer. Here it lasted like 4 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, here it lasted 4 weeks. Before like having another major move to the downside of like 60% here. Now we are experiencing the same thing. We are having the same thing. We had our major first spike, our major first move. We went back from 8 bucks. Here, this is an insane one if you count it. This is a 4.5x, and we had a small pullback. Here we are having like how much? 25, 27%. Nothing major when it comes to crypto, 25, 30%, but it's still a move to the downside. So in the past we have had it, as you can see here, and we went back in this area, here again this area, and here again now we are in the exact same area again. So now the question remaining is, are we gonna spike? So if history is any indicator, it's gonna be taking us 2 to 3 weeks, like it did here, to spike again, and this would correspond, if you take the log indicator that we talked about in the last video, I will leave a link down below. this may correspond to $50, 50 to 55 US dollar here in the upper line by the end of this month. Another thing I want to talk about is the, let me remove this indicator, we don't need it now, is the KDG. If you look here, let's take this off. Let's make this a bit bigger. If you look here, back, if you look here, we still have some upward pressure. We still have some upward pressure on the weekly when it comes to Chainlink. On the daily, we have some downward pressure, but on the weekly, we still have some upward pressure. And even though it's going, the black line is going a bit down, which is not super bullish, it may it did it like a couple of times. If you look here, it changed its opinion. It was like, oh, but then it changed its mind. Same thing here when we had our peak, it went down, but then it went up. So here, I would expect honestly the same thing with it going a bit down before having another major move to the upside. We still have upward pressure with Chainlink. $50 is still on the cards. The risk metric is not that high compared to Cardano, compared to Ethereum. So that was about it, guys. If you like these types of videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and bye bye.